Do you love the fact that you have a woman and she's on social media all the time? How does it make you feel to know that you have a wife or a girlfriend that is addicted to social media? That's the question we're exploring this morning on the Fatboy Show. I am Fatboy, and I'm here with the Inno Prince. And I'd like to seriously explore this question because we have rampant infidelity in this country and probably around the world. I am willing to freely admit that I might have sent out a message to a lady or two in my lifetime through social media, where I see a nice selfie and she looks so nice. In all those filters,
everything and all that.
And I send her a message saying, "Hey there, how are you doing?" And then we try and get some chit chat, and before you know it, maybe a coffee date here and there, and before you know it, boom. Every man in Uganda has ever eaten a babe.
That is true, very true.
And he contacted through social media, at least one.
Yeah, very true, 100%. I agree. I'm also in that kind of,
You've ever hollered at a chick?
Social media, yeah.
And boom. Things popped off.
They popped off just like that.
And boom.
But you get to social media actually. Like maybe you're scrolling and you see this beautiful lady looking nice and everything. Maybe you tap the like button and you're like, okay, let me try to engage.
You try and engage.
Out of the blue, you get the attention and then
there you go. And before you know it,
out of it.
And sometimes the feedback is immediate. Sometimes she'll immediately engage and be like, "Oh, hi, thanks," and the conversation can quickly escalate.
True.
Other times it may take a while. Maybe she simply won't feel inclined to reply to you. She may even ignore you, and it may take a few more messages before you eventually get a response.
Yeah, you get her attention.
It all depends on when you contact her and what her situation is at the time that you contact her. And this is very important because there is a guy that tweeted this out on X yesterday. He sent out this tweet. He said, "I am so blessed that my wife hates social media. She's just not on it. When I first met her, I thought she was weird in an interesting way, but damn, today after 14 years, older and wiser, I really do appreciate that she hates social media." See, the way relationships and marriages are, even though things are good today, all it takes is for your wife or for your girlfriend to be contacted by someone on social media on a day when she's not feeling very happy with you.
Feeling very good with you, like things are not in a good situation.
So maybe you had a fight over some issue. Maybe she saw you talk to some girl and she's upset or something like that. Or maybe you haven't been paying enough attention because maybe you've been a little bit busy. And on that particular day when she's feeling unwanted and undesirable, she checks her messages and Fatboy is there saying, "Hello, beautiful."
Giving her all that attention and sweet talk and everything. She'll definitely fall for that. She'll fall for that.
Your wife, who otherwise is very respectful and well-behaved and generally faithful, on that particular day, will may succumb to the temptation.
I really don't know. To guys, okay, like to me personally, being in a relationship in this era that we're living in, and the life online that is there. If you look at it, and maybe you're having this lady that you're dating, and you see some other nice, cute-looking lady, I feel like that being faithful or loyal to one girl in this generation is very hard.
It's very hard.
And you wouldn't say one would, the guy that is saying he feels so blessed to have this lady that is totally off social media. It is very hard for people nowadays to be off social media. Actually, if you find anyone who tells you I'm not on social media, you would be like, this person is...
Yeah, of course. We're living in a time where it's almost necessary to be on social media. Not just for personal connections or friendships,
it's
but
more than that.
Even business.
Yeah, business.
So if your woman maybe has a little shop, maybe she's selling clothing or shoes.
Yeah, it's good for business
or stuff like that. Yeah. She's gonna have to have a social media presence.
Yeah, to push.
Or maybe she's an influencer or something like that.
The easiest way to market your stuff,
Yeah, so it almost seems inescapable for your woman to in some way be on social media, whether for professional reasons or business reasons or for even personal reasons.
True, but then there's that side now.
That's the problem is this, that you then, or she then exposes herself to the risk of being tempted by the men who are constantly going to be in her messages, trying to talk to her.
Some come
Try to
telling
chat
me, I
with
want
her.
to purchase this, I want to buy this. Maybe if she's talking about, like, well, in the context of doing business.
Uh-huh.
There are guys who approach ladies in that form. Maybe if she's doing some business and she's selling some stuff, the guy will be the number one, customer, just to try and get her attention.
Wow.
So there are guys who come in that.
Seems you're experienced in this. Is this what you've done in the past?
No, but there are those moves
So-
that I guess people do.
Wow. So yeah, so if you want to be in a happy long-term marriage or relationship, be like this guy and select a woman who hates being on social media. As in, for her, she's so private, she doesn't want to be out there on social media.
Very, very hard to get.
Because if she is the type that loves to be on social media a lot, then chances are very high that she'll be interacting with a horde of suitors and admirers, and one of them might be able to get through on a day when she's not feeling so happy with you, and
Take your place.
and take your place, either briefly or permanently.
But usually such kind of people just go briefly. They go briefly, they play it secret, and if you give,
Oh man. So I don't know. So if both of us are at least willing to admit that we've interacted with ladies romantically with romantic intentions on Facebook and have had some success over the years, I wonder how many women would be willing to admit that yes, they have been targeted through social media and have fallen prey to a hungry wolf.
they wouldn't admit. Actually, they would come now trying to throw it at those people. Paint a bad picture for those people who tried.
We should ask Sarah. Sarah, has any guy hollered at you on Facebook, on social media, and then you went on a date with him?
There must be many. I guess sometimes he just loses on.
But actually, no. Sarah has. I think Sarah told me one time that there's a dude that one of her ex-boyfriends actually contacted her through Instagram, and so you see. So some sharpshooter, shot his shot, and
they rolled.
And they rolled.
There are guys who don't just let go. They don't just let. If you see something nice, you'll really try to go for it.
And of course,
So it's a very dangerous place.
It is a very dangerous
want
thing.
to have secure relationships.
now, of course, there are degrees to this. It's one thing to say, oh, my girlfriend is just there on social media doing this or that. It's another thing to have a woman who's not just on social media, but is constantly posting thirst traps. And by thirst traps, I mean like selfies of herself where she's looking very pretty and attractive, or photographs that, compliment her looks, or that showcase her body and stuff like that, because when she's doing that, she's essentially fishing for attention from other men.
From other men, definitely.
Because if she was,
she isn't doing that
if
for
she-
the girls.
of course not. And you know what they like to say? Oh, I just do it for myself,
For myself,
to feel good.
To feel good. I just want people to see how nice and beautiful.
That
and
is
whatever.
such BS.
It's BS actually.
Because,
they just want someone out there to
Yeah, because
Give them
those
some time.
those compliments, those comments, those likes. I mean, those are
the way they work on you also.
that's
they
her.
get into you.
It's a drug.
It's a drug,
It's their
true.
dopamine. They live for it.
Compliments really
And
get ladies
it's just a
crazy.
few steps from that to a guy getting a date.
True.
Because if maybe she happens to like one of the guys who reaches out
and does the most, and is
says
more
the right
romantic,
things
say
at the right time, boom, that dude now becomes her orbiter, who will simply be waiting in the shadows, waiting for you, the boyfriend or husband, to mess up.
And this, I doubt if it's very easy to find a lady in Uganda who is not into social media.
I know, right? It's very hard. So it's one of those things, man. With social media, you can't live with it and you can't live without it. There is nothing to do. So if you're trying to be in a marriage or in a serious relationship and you have a chick who's all over social media, just count the days, man. She may not be yours for much longer.
It's like what we're talking about, not getting into your spouse or your girlfriend's phone, text and everything. So
Yeah.
I would assume it would be the same approach. Don't mind about her social media life.
Just let it be.
Just let it be. Let her do what
Just take
she's
it off.
doing and roll together in your own spaces.
I tell you, it's wild out there, yo. It's wild. But do keep listening to The Fatboy Show. It's your number one station, RX Radio.